Hi there YouTube, Adam here from Strawberry7. This tutorial video is just going to give you a quick introduction to Office 2010 and how Microsoft have changed it from Office 2003 primarily. We'll start by launching Word 2010. Now if you've used 2007 you'll notice that the difference is fairly minimal. However, if you're used to using 2003 or previous versions, you'll notice that the difference is quite significant. That's because with Office 2007 onwards, Microsoft did away with the traditional menu system at the top here and replaced it with this system which is called the ribbon. This system can be quite daunting if you're just given this program in change from Office 2003. However, this video will hopefully help you to get used to using this ribbon system and show you how it can actually be very beneficial and make things quicker and easier for you. As you can see here, Microsoft have kept with dividing the different sections into different groups. However, rather than being in drop-down menus, as you can see, they've got a lower section of the ribbon here, which represents what's in each of these groups. So we start with Home, and we've got all of our basic options here: bold, italics, font type, font size, indenting, bullet points, numbering, alignment, and styles. And then as we move along, we get to more in-depth tools, layout tools, referencing tools, reviewing tools, etc. We'll start with the basics. So we'll start with the Home tab here, and going from the tools which are always on the top here, which is Save, Undo, and Redo, and moving down, we've got under the Home section, we've got our copy and paste options here. Now, when we're pasting, we have paste options such as keeping the source formatting and merging formatting, keeping text only. That's when you're copying, say, from an internet page. Let's say that the internet page that you're copying from has a specific font and it has a specific font size which doesn't match your document that you've created. You can say match destination formatting, and then what it will do is it will change it to be more like your document so that it fits in and looks better. Or if you want to, you can keep the source formatting, and then obviously it will keep it as it was at its source. Moving along, you've got your font size, bold, italic, underscore, strike through options here. You've got buttons here for increasing and decreasing the font size as well. There's text effects button here as well, which is very similar to WordArt, and there's another video which I've done which explains how you can use WordArt in Office 2010 and how it works. The advantage of this is that you can use, as is explained in that video, you can go to Insert and WordArt and do WordArt that way, or if you have text that you want to apply a WordArt effect to, you can by just highlighting it and then selecting one of these options, either a predefined text layout here or selecting your own customized options down here. But like I said, check out the other video for the details of how to do that. There's highlighting options here, font colours, increasing and decreasing indent on a paragraph. So if we have some text that we type in here, we can increase or decrease the indent on that particular paragraph, as you can see. And then we have our various styles here, where we can pick style sets, colours, etc. And by all means, have a play about with these on your own copy of Word 2010, because you can, depending on what type of document you're creating, using styles is an excellent way to save you time when you're creating a very, very long, in-depth document with lots of repeated headings and styles. Setting up these styles at the beginning can be a little bit more time consuming, but it's well worth it, because if you need to change a heading style, for example, you only need to change it once and then it replicates throughout the entire document. So that covers primarily the home section. There's one other button which I want to talk about on here though, which I only found when I started doing research for this video, which is this change case button. It's particularly handy if you do what I see a few people have done, which is accidentally type in the wrong case. Something along the lines of, if I can get Office to do it, like this. So we've typed this bit in capitals, but we actually want it to be lowercase rather than in capitals. Sorry for the auto correction there. Normally, I'd see people delete that and redo it. However, if you highlight it and use this change case button, you can actually simply change it to lowercase just by clicking on that. Change it back to uppercase. Change it to capitalise each word, toggle case. It's actually a really handy button. I'd never noticed it before, but that's something which might come in handy for you. Moving along, we've got an insert section here where we can insert things like a cover page. Again, if you're doing some type of corporate document or something, if you're a student and you're doing some work for school, then this is particularly handy. There's very nice cover pages that you can pick from in the gallery here. You can search on office.com for more as well. Blank page and page break to insert pages in the middle of your document. Inserting a table, you simply click that, and then you can insert a table of any desired size. Let me just tab down a bit here. So you can insert a table and it gives you a little auto preview there, which is really nice. Don't worry too much when you're inserting tables about the number of rows, because let's say that we put in a table like so, and you need more rows. You can create more rows simply by going to the last cell and then just using a tab key. That will create you more rows. Now you may notice something here. When I've clicked within this table, you'll see how we've gotten this table tools part come up here. This is one of the key changes that Microsoft made with Office 2007 and 2010, and the whole reason that they created this ribbon system, it's because when you click to different sections in the document, the ribbon will change. The reason that it does that is to try and make your life a bit easier, because it detects what type of thing you're clicking on, what type of object you're clicking on. So when we click on normal text, it gives us just our normal ribbon. But when we click on table, it gives us all of the table stuff, all of the table tools. So this is particularly handy because it fast tracks you to the type of tools that you need to start working with, rather than you having to delve through and find them. So we can quite easily change border styles and things like that on our table, because all of those tools are fast tracked to us right here. So you'll hopefully find that handy as you're working through Office. This is this type of tool, or this type of design, applies to any type of object that you're using within Office. So it's not just tables, it applies to pictures, shapes, all sorts of different things. As you click on a picture, for example, it will show you all the picture tools. And do watch out for this as well. There can be multiple tabs within this tool that it's given you, within this mini ribbon that it's given you. So you've got the normal design tools, as you can see here, and then you've got layout as well. So you can insert rows and columns here, for example, or delete, increase and decrease the height and width of each cell, change text direction, put formulas in. Very, very handy. The next one along is page layout. Actually, we'll go back to insert quickly. Sorry, just to go along quickly across the other options here. They're all pretty self-explanatory, but you've got pictures that you can put in, shapes, smart objects, screenshots. You can take a screenshot of your existing of your screen and insert it into a document. Hyperlinks. So if you want to highlight a piece of text and then you can hyperlink it to another part of the document, to a web page, something like that. Headers and footers as well. You can select the header and footer here. You can actually double click at the top or the bottom of the document to fast track into your headers and footers. And you notice again how the ribbons change to give us all of the header and footer tools. So we'll just close that for now. And then word art, auto text objects, and like date and time and things like that as well. Very handy stuff. Go along to page layout, and again, there's themes here that you can select. Some nice themes here. You can browse for themes as well. Again, online. Margins. And again, we can change those at any time in our document. Our orientation, size of our page, our column, if you want to insert column layouts, if you're doing a newspaper type article and you want a column type layout, breaks, watermarks, page colour, and page borders. There is an important thing to remember, which I'm going to go on to briefly here, and I'll cover in another video as well. If you're inserting a page colour or a page background as well, we can do that under insert from memory. No, maybe not. If we insert a colour here, and then we go to print that document, you'll notice how the colour doesn't appear on our print preview, and indeed it won't print out. The reason for that is because for some strange reason Microsoft decided to not set up page backgrounds or page colours to print by default. You have to enable it, and you do that by going to Options, Display, just here, and then it's just here, Print Background, Colours and Images. You tick that. OK that. Back to our print, and you'll see that now the background is on. References. This is actually a section which I don't use very much. This is for putting in your own notes and things into a document. I won't go into this in too much detail, like I said, because I don't use it an incredible amount myself. I will say though that all throughout the ribbon you'll notice sometimes that there's these little pop-outs just here. That means that there's more options within this section which aren't displayed there. So watch out for those. If you can't find immediately what you're after, do look out for those little pop-out sections which give you slightly more options than are initially displayed. Mailings for doing mail merge, envelope labels. Again, I don't use that too much myself, but if you're used to using that, you'll find all of those options under there. Review for spell check, word count and translation options as well now. And also for tracking changes If you're sharing documents between yourself and a colleague or a group of you, you can turn tracking changes on, and then each of you can see which changes have been made. You can accept them, approve them, and it will track that information for you. And then finally, our different view options here. You can split screens between different documents. Your zoom options are here, although they are constantly down here as well. You've got a little zoom slider there. You can put in macros, and the ruler, again, the ruler will come up. You've probably seen it a few times, pop up when you hover over the top of the document. If it will come up. There we go. But you can set that to be viewed permanently if you like. Grid lines. And then finally, the file section just here. This has all of your print options and your various program options as well. There's little eyes here, which was my own suggestion back to Microsoft when they were beta in 2010 years ago, to give you a bit more explanation as to what each section or each option here does. So you can hover over that eye and it will give you a little explanation as to what that particular function does and how it can be used. So I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you do have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment box below, and I'll try to reply. And thank you very much for watching. Until next time.